Hi everybody, my name is Angela and I am going to be putting together a series of videos about something called idiopathic intracranial hypertension or pseudo tumor cerebri. This is a diagnosis that I recently was diagnosed with and it is a condition of your brain and spinal column where your cerebral fluid for some reason is in excess. So it either is not draining properly or your body is making more of it than it should. And the diagnosis was a shock to me, and there's really not too much information out there. In fact, when I was searching for YouTube videos, I saw that there weren't that many out there. So I thought, let me make a few, and then if there's anyone else suffering who would like to follow me in this journey or ask me some questions as we go through this, then I'd be more than happy to answer them. To tell you a little bit about how I was diagnosed, I was seeing my eye doctor about a small dark circle that I was seeing in my peripheral vision that would kind of move with me when I looked back and forth. I'd had it about a month, and so I thought if it didn't go away, I was going to get that looked at. He did see a small tear in my retina and decided that he wanted me to go to a retinal specialist at Wills Eye in Marlton, and I do live near the Philadelphia area. So I went in and I saw her, and she did take a look, and she did see a small tear, and she did see some other issues that I was having, but the bigger issue that she saw was an edema behind my eye that was pressing on my optic nerve, which was why I was seeing this dark spot. I also was starting to experience, I would call it a veil of darkening over my eye whenever I leaned forward or leaned back or sat down or stood up or anything strenuous. It would come and then go away within, a few seconds, almost as if you had rubbed your eye really hard and then your vision kind of fades, but then it comes back again. So that coupled with, she also asked me another very interesting question. She asked me if I had ever experienced hearing my own heartbeat in my ears, which I did. In the last month since I noticed that spot, I had been able to hear my own pulse in my eardrums, and a whooshing and a rushing sound, especially at night when everything's quiet and you're settling down and you're trying to fall asleep. All I could hear was this like pounding in my head. I also suffer from migraines, but had had them my entire life, so I didn't think to write that down. So I'm sorry, I feel like I'm rambling, but the Wills Eye physician felt as though what she was looking at was something called either the pseudo tumor cerebri, or it was possibly a brain tumor. So she immediately sent me to Wills Eye in Philadelphia for an MRI of the head to see if there was indeed a brain tumor, because obviously that is something super concerning. But I was very fortunate that that was not the case. But I was told to make a follow-up appointment at the Wills Eye neuro-ophthalmologist within 2 weeks. And that appointment is coming up on this Friday. And I'm not really sure what to expect completely. My regular eye doctor, upon finding out about all of this through being relayed back messages from the other physicians, said that I should prepare myself for a lumbar puncture, and upon doing that, they will be able to get a reading of how much pressure there is within my spinal column and my head, which would show them, I guess, what treatment plan to take. So that's where I'm at right now. It's been a little bit interesting of a couple weeks. We had some other family members having different procedures, so it's been a little stressful for my husband, and I feel terrible. But I will say, I feel a little bit relieved to have this diagnosis. Like I'd said before, I suffered from migraines my entire life, and to the point where I needed to lay down, I would be sick. It's interfered with me doing things with my children. I have, a son who's 11 and another son who's very young. I had also started, to have vertigo a few months after I had my last son. So I guess, somewhere in the summertime, and that was out of nowhere. And I went to the ENT, and he checked everything out and did a bunch of tests, but he couldn't replicate the vertigo for me. So I could tell he wasn't 100% sure about how it was happening, and neither was I, quite frankly. So to know that all of these bizarre and interesting symptoms are connected somehow in this one diagnosis, which randomly came about because I had trouble seeing, makes me feel really positive that I will get some sort of relief, I hope. Because I don't know that that's always the case for everyone, but we can all hope and pray. So I'm pretty optimistic about going and seeing what he has to offer as for a treatment plan. I'm not a huge medication girl. I'm not very good at taking it, and I also really dislike medication. But I'll do whatever I have to do, especially not to go blind. Because although this is not a life-threatening condition, is how it's been explained to me, it will eventually cause blindness because of the pressure on your optic nerve. And that, of course, is not something I want to happen. So I am going to do everything that they tell me to do within reason and take care of this. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope that if you're searching for more answers, if you follow along, then you'll be able to see what to expect, and I will let you know how it goes from here. So thank you for watching my video, and best of luck to anyone out there who's suffering from this. Thank you.